The Cursed Blanket, a modern African folktale. Tommy, a kind-hearted but reserved young woman, marries into a deeply traditional family led by Mama Faye, a matriarch known for her strict rules and unyielding authority. From the start, life in Mama Faye's household is difficult for Tommy. Her every action is scrutinized, from the way she speaks to how she cooks. Despite Tommy's efforts to fit in, Mama Faye is never satisfied, often dismissing her as too soft to be a proper wife. One day, Tommy discovers she is pregnant. What should have been a joyous moment turns into a new challenge. At first, the family celebrates, but as her pregnancy stretches into the 10th and then the 11th month, whispers of unease begin to spread. The neighbors murmur about unnatural forces, and Mama Faye grows suspicious. There's something wrong with her, she tells her son, Faye, sowing seeds of doubt in his mind. When Tommy finally gives birth to a baby girl in the 12th month, the household is plunged into fear rather than joy. The birth is marked by strange events. Swarms of flies suddenly appear in the house, and the baby cries incessantly, refusing to be soothed by anyone but Tommy. Mama Faye becomes convinced the child is cursed. She begins to mutter about evil spirits and bad omens, blaming Tommy for bringing misfortune into the family. Unbeknownst to Tommy, Mama Faye invites a native doctor to the house to cleanse the child. When the ritual begins, the native doctor abruptly stops, his face pale with fear. There is a dark presence tied to this child, he whispers before fleeing the house. This only confirms Mama Faye's suspicions, and she becomes even harsher toward Tommy. Faye, caught between his mother and wife, grows distant, leaving Tommy to endure the hostility alone. Feeling isolated, Tommy turns to her own mother, who advises her to seek spiritual help at a church known for its powerful prayers. Despite Mama Faye's protests, Tommy takes her baby to the church. The pastor listens carefully to her story and begins a prayer session. As the prayers intensify, the baby wails uncontrollably, and the pastor declares that the child is under a curse tied to an object in the house. Tommy returns home determined to find the source of the curse. With her mother's help, she searches through the baby's belongings. They discover a blanket, a gift from Faye's ex-girlfriend, who had attended their wedding uninvited and given the gift with a strange, cryptic smile. Suspicious, Tommy brings the blanket back to the church. During the next prayer session, the pastor confirms the blanket is the source of the curse. As they pray, the blanket begins to heat up, emitting an acrid smell. Suddenly, it bursts into flames, disintegrating into ashes. The baby, who had been crying endlessly, falls silent and gazes at Tommy with calm, trusting eyes. At the same moment, the flies in the house vanish. With the curse broken, Tommy returns home. Mama Faye, confronted with the truth, is overwhelmed by guilt. She breaks down, apologizing for her harsh treatment of Tommy and for letting her suspicions cloud her judgment. Faye, too, admits his mistakes, apologizing for doubting his wife and abandoning her when she needed him most. The family begins a slow journey toward healing. Mama Faye softens, learning to appreciate Tommy's strength and resilience. Faye becomes a more supportive husband and father, severing all ties with Fu and dedicating himself to his family. The baby, once seen as a harbinger of misfortune, becomes a symbol of hope and unity for the family. Months later, the household is transformed. Mama Faye, once rigid and domineering, embraces a kinder, more compassionate outlook. Tommy, no longer an outsider, becomes the heart of the family. Together, they create a loving home for the child, determined to overcome the darkness of the past. One evening, the family gathers in the garden, laughter filling the air. The baby giggles in Tommy's arms, her joy a reminder of how far they've come. The once divided household now stands united, proving that faith, love, and perseverance can overcome even the darkest trials.